Anthony Mix drops back for the Viger Wolves and lets it rip. It's a bomb on the receiving end, Brendan May Jordan, and this one's good for the first score of the game. Brendan Bird airing it out to Cooper Wilson over there in Spanish Fort, who makes a one-handed grab in the back of the end zone. And with that, 1st and 10 starts now. It's a huge night for 28 Region 1 teams who made it to the playoffs this year. For some, the season ended tonight, but for many more, the dream of a championship is still alive. One team that set several records this year and hosted tonight's game is just in its second year of existence. Orange Beach hosted Highland home down on the coast. It's our Fox 10 Game of the Week. The Makos pulling it all together in their second season under head coach Chase Smith. Orange Beach put together a stellar season, finishing second in 2A Region 1. Great job making the playoffs, even better job hosting. Could they get the school's first playoff win tonight? Dacian Smith joining us live from the Orange Beach Sportsplex to answer that question. Dacian, how did this one turn out?
Hey, Hustlin' How, like you said, it's a lot of firsts this year. 9-1 overall. Makos hosting their first ever playoff game. The Sportsplex was packed, trying to see if they could add on to history and get that first playoff win, but things unfortunately not going their way. Blue and orange light up the sky as the Orange Beach Makos make their playoff debut. That Mako defense came out swinging. Jalen Green tries to run up the middle, but Chris Pearson sits him down to stall Highland Home's first drive. But the Makos unable to capitalize early on. Midway through the first quarter, Pearson takes the handoff, but he loses the ball on the hit. Jacaleb Falk recovers the fumble, and it's a scoop and score to put Highland Home up 7-0. Next possession for the Makos, Pearson fights his way through the defense and gets loose for a 20-yard first down, but the drive would come to a screeching halt. William Turner looking for Pearson on the screen, but Cade Tidwell tips it and picks it. He runs it all the way down to the 16-yard line to set the Flying Squadron up in the red zone. First play of the second quarter, Nick Diaz punches it on the quarterback sneak, and Highland Home takes a 14-point lead. But the Makos would respond. Highland Home forced a punt. Pearson fields it, shakes off a couple tackles, and gets loose down the sideline. Pearson makes one last man miss, and he's in for the touchdown. Makos cut the lead in half, but here comes Highland Home. Jalen Green takes the handoff, cuts it outside, and fights his way into the secondary. Green keeps fighting, breaking tackles up the sideline before finally being brought down in Mako territory. That sets up one of the strangest plays of the season. Highland Home tries the field goal, but the kick is blocked. The Makos are celebrating, but Cade Tidwell picks it up and runs it into the end zone. The officials rule it a live ball, and the Flying Squadron have another touchdown. The Makos trail 21-7 going into halftime. And let's take a look at that final score. Highland Home would add another touchdown in the second half to close this one out, winning 28-7. So unfortunately, the Mako season does come to an end here tonight. Now, after the game, we caught up with head coach Chase Smith. He had a lot of things to say to his team. Really proud of that turnaround from year one to year two, and especially the fact that they got to host that first playoff game.
That's what you do it for. I mean, you fight your butt off and plan and prepare to give your kids a chance to have something like this environment. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I mean, it didn't go our way, but man, I saw the look in the kids' eyes, and they played their butt off tonight. And that's all we asked. That's all we've ever asked, is to play your butt off and leave it on the field, and these kids have, and I'm so proud of them.
And again, after the game, he spent a good bit talking to his team, telling them how proud he was. Just to put this into perspective for you guys, last year, first year the Makos played football, they only had 3 wins. This year, 9 wins, second place in the region, hosting a home playoff game. And with only a handful of seniors on the roster, a lot of these guys will be back next year. So the future is definitely bright here for Maco's football. So that does it for me here at the Sportsplex. Hustling Hal, I was trying to keep up with some of the other scores all night. First round of the playoffs. I know it was a wild one. Tell us how the rest of it went. Who is moving on in round 2?
All right, well, Dacian, appreciate it. Keep your ears on. We'll let you know. Great season for the Macos there. And from down on the coast, it's now time to head out to Theodore for a big 7A matchup with the Bobcats hosting Prattville. The Lions come in with a 7-3 overall record. They lead the series against Theodore, though, 5-0, knocking the Bobcats out in the first round 2 years ago. Could Theodore get its first win against Prattville tonight? Let's head to C.A. Douglas Field and see. Theodore hitting the field there. Bobcats looking to send the Lions packing. Theodore's Tavarius Pogue, 10-yard TD pass to Donnell Thomas Jr. 2-point conversion would make it 8-0 Theodore. Now the Lions would answer. Edward Owsley passes here to Cameron Shanks. It's the 15-yard TD, and we've got a close one out there. Then Prattville's DeAndre Williams on the 10-yard touchdown. Prattville up 16-8 at this point. Big halftime lead and a big lead late in the game, but look at this final. Theodore comes back strong, holds on, wins at home, 30-26 the final there, and they'll be moving on. And so will we to Enterprise at Fairhope. Head to Eastern Shore, Fairhope Municipal Stadium. Now down to 14-3. Some fans lead them at the Wildcats here. Hand off to Michael Johnson. He follows blockers around the right end, finds a hole. It's 60 yards. He's gone to put Enterprise up 21-3 at this point. Pirates trying to get something going. Caden Creel here looking for some room to run, pitches it. He's tackled, and Jack Bird ends up with a 15-yard gain. The drive would stall. Fairhope attempts his field goal, but it's a muff snap. Enterprise would hold, and then the Wildcats getting a little tricky. Quarterback throws it out to the running back, who throws it deep. Zaire Boyd. It's another touchdown. Enterprise 28-3 at this point, and the final in this one, Fairhope falls at home. Enterprise wins this 35-10, and the season ends tonight for Fairhope. Now out to Blunt, where Viger's hosting West Blockton. They're traveling to Blunt to face the 9-1 Viger Wolves tonight. First quarter, quarterback Anthony Mix with a long throw to Brendan May Jordan. Wolves touchdown there. They missed the extra point though. Viger up 6-0. Still first quarter. After a turnover, Jermaine Coleman, he'll drive it in for Viger. Wolves now lead by 2 scores after 1 quarter. Here in the second, after Viger gets an interception, Ja'Cory Barnes takes it in for the 20-yard touchdown. And let's check out the final in this one. And look at this Viger showing what they've been doing all year long, 40-0 over West Blockton tonight in North Mobile. We're just getting started here on 1st and 10. After the break, we're headed to the Hill, where the Toros hosted Calera. And then in 5A, it's gone to the Dogs on Old Shell Road as Marbury tries to knock off UMS. Catch this action and more when we come back.
The 1st and 10 scoreboard is sponsored by New Horizons Credit Union.
Moving on to a 6A showdown in Spanish Fort. The Calera Eagles taking it to the Hill tonight to take on the 9-1 Toros. Calera, the first time in the playoffs in 3 years. Meanwhile, the Toros haven't missed the playoff since their second year's of program. That was way back in 2007. Let's go to the Hill and see how this one turned out. All right, fireworks tonight in Spanish Fort, as always, welcoming the Toros to the field. Johnny Morris will take the handoff and does what he's done so many times this year. He is gone. This one will go for 51 yards for the first score of the game, setting the pace. Calera back to punt, but the snap goes over the punter's head. Spanish Fort, good field position. Then it's back to number 1. Johnny Morris gets a nice gain there. And a couple plays later, Brendan Bird looking to throw, throws a nice fade here. Cooper Wilson pulls it in, makes a one-handed grab at the back of the end zone, and Spanish Fort moves on to the second round. Nothing unusual there. 41-31 the final. Now, over to Saraland, another big 6A game tonight. Wetumpka in town. Spartan band headed in, and we've got Gabe Reynolds running in for 2 yards for the first score of the game. Into the first quarter, Santo McWilliams, he'll get around the right end, and he will not be caught. He'll hug that line and gone 80 yards for the touchdown. 14-0 Spartans right now. Into the half, Gabe Reynolds back to throw. It's a 15-yard pass. Charles Engelbert, he'll juggle it. Did you see that? Touchdown, what a play. Saraland holding on, moving on. 37-7, the final there. Now the Bulldogs versus the Bulldogs. It's gone to the Dogs there on Old Shell Road. We're ready to play, and Cole Blaylock, he'll get the handoff. Coming right at you. He'll pick up a nice 10 yards for the first down. Martin Elliott takes the snap. He'll find the end zone right up the middle. And that's going to put the UMS Bulldogs up 7-0 at this point. Second quarter action here. Elliott will take the snap. And it's a bomb. He rears back and launches this one. Joe Roberson, he's waiting for it. It's a touchdown. And UMS right hands Marbury the first round loss, 45-7, your final there. Now just up the road, St. Paul's hosting Selma. The students, looks like they're going to work. And so St. Paul's already up 22-0. Selma's Dylan Walker stopped by Matthew Browning. Nice defense there on that play. Now John Wallace Holiday throws a 12-yard pass to Trenton Mace. He'll get the first down for the Saints. Selma with the ball again. Roderick Ward's pass. Right here, it's going to be broken up by Jalen Sutley. Nice job there, turning over on downs. St. Paul's goes on to win 36-0. I'm going to step aside while you take a look at the rest of some of these first round scores. That's 1st and 10 for tonight. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks for watching Fox 10 News. Watch us live wherever you are on our mobile, our streaming news app, and you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.